This isn't really a prediction video. I do predict Joseph Parker to win this fight, but I think this is going to be a tough fight for him. A lot of people have been drawing the comparisons between Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker for a couple of years now, and it's because they're both rising prospects that show a lot of talent. Both very different boxers, different styles. Anthony Joshua is a bit bigger than Joseph Parker, arguably has more punching power, definitely a far more aggressive fighter though, and is bigger than Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker, on the other hand, smaller heavyweight. He's not a small heavyweight, but he's average height, but he's smaller than Anthony Joshua. Has more hand speed, not quite as an aggressive fighter, very good skill, and we're not going to get to see which one of them's the best fighter yet till they both step up and fight, really good, experienced guys. And so far, none of them have done it yet. I mean, Anthony Joshua, yeah, he fought Charles Martin. Charles Martin, though, got there under unusual circumstances. I'm not just talking about winning the belt here, I'm talking about actually getting up into the top 10. Glazkov injured himself in the third round. The fight was score a draw. Up until then, I was expecting Glazkov to actually figure out Martin and actually win that fight. But as it happened, Glazkov got injured. Martin got the IBF belt, got put up into the top 10, which he really should never have been in the first place. Joseph Parker, on the other hand, is actually stepping up right now, and he's making a massive step up actually right now and fighting a real quality top 10 fighter that is experienced with a 33 wins and 2 losses record. I mean, Carlos Takam, not the tallest of heavyweights, 6'2.5", but he's 250 pounds. He's strong, he can punch, and he's fast, and he's determined, and he shows a lot of heart. I mean, the guy really is a quality top 10 heavyweight. So yeah, I mean, if Joseph Parker does beat Carlos Takam, he's proven himself above what Anthony Joshua has done already. I think that should go without saying. I mean, if you up to until now, Anthony Joshua has beat the better opponents, and Dylan White. Not that Charles Martin's that great or not, but Charles Martin's definitely probably a top 50 heavyweight, and Kevin Johnson as well, just for a few examples there. But now, I mean, Carlos Takam really is an experienced top 10 heavyweight, and it's actually Joseph Parker that's got there first. I mean, Anthony Joshua did have the opportunity to fight Carlos Takam, but there's a better opportunity getting Charles Martin fight, because if you got the Charles Martin fight, yes, Charles Martin was a poor fighter, but he had the IBF belt, and after you got the IBF belt, you can win a lot more money, and he had options. He has options to fight more experienced guys after he has the belt. He's not quite done it yet with Dominic Breazeale. Hopefully he fights someone decent before Breazeale, because he's got to fight Joseph Parker in 9 months, or a unification fight. Obviously talking about Anthony Joshua again. So yeah, if Joseph Parker goes into this fight against Carlos Takam, I'm hoping for him to beat him as convincingly as Alexander Povetkin, which would be saying a heck of a lot, because Alexander Povetkin's the 3rd best boxer in the world right now, only behind Tyson Fury and Wladimir Klitschko, which says a lot for Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin's only lost 1 fight, and that was to Wladimir Klitschko. So if Joseph Parker can get in there and beat Carlos Takam as convincingly as Alexander Povetkin, which is kind of what I'm expecting, I'll be very impressed, and everyone else should be very impressed as well. And they should give him the credit he's due, and quite rightly so, he should be placed higher than Anthony Joshua, because he'd be the far more proven fighter of the two of them if he beats Carlos Takam. Yeah, Carlos Takam, just like I said before, 250 pounds, strong guy, experienced guy. This is a fight that Joseph Parker can go in and lose potentially. This is not going to be a walkover. I'm expecting this to be a hard fight. I'm expecting to Joseph Parker to show us a lot of things about himself in this fight. You know, to show real heart in this fight, to truly prove his stamina in this fight. Even though I do feel it's been proven before, he has went a lot of many rounds before. But Carlos Takam, he's a very intense fighter, and he's going to prove a lot of what Joseph Parker's got if Joseph Parker can win this fight. So we're going to learn a lot about Joseph Parker from this fight, and we're going to really truly see how good Joseph Parker really is after this fight, and we're going to be able to draw a very, well, actually not a very good comparison with Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua still needs to go on and fight somebody at Carlos Takam's level, you know, someone that's really proven, like Carlos Takam, to actually get the better comparison here. But it's going to be, I'm going to be able to do another Anthony Joshua versus Joseph Parker, uh, prediction and thoughts video after, if Joseph Parker beats Carlos Takam, and if Anthony Joshua goes on and fights somebody similar to Carlos Takam and beats him as well. So I'm looking forward to making another one of them videos, because it's the most popular video I've ever made on my channel. I think it's got something like 90,000 views or something now. There's obviously a lot of Joseph Parker fans out there, and there's a lot of Anthony Joshua fans out there, so it's a big fight. People are hoping to see it. It should happen at the end of this year. At the very end of this year, I think November's the 9 months deadline Anthony Joshua's got to fight, unless he goes for a unification fight, which I seriously doubt Eddie Hearns is planning on doing, since he's took the Dominic Brazil fight. Because the Dominic Brazil fight's just another fight, to build on Anthony Joshua right now. So that's all I've really got to say. I think Joseph Parker's going to win this fight. I think he's going to win it as convincingly as Alexander Povetkin. And that's all I've got to say.